back again, and today I'm here with another inspiration mood board collaboration with Janine from My Arty Heart. And so, as you saw, that is the inspiration board that we're going to be working with. So, what I did was I actually selected some of the products and things that I thought that I had on hand that would go great with kind of the colors and the mood board along with the textures. As you know, or if this is your first time watching me, I love texture and fabrics and staples and all of the things like that. So I'm going to grab my junk journal. So guys, if you love this junk journal, there's a free tutorial over at Jean Oliver's network that I will actually link below, where she shows you how to create this fun journal. I think I have one small one left if you'd rather buy one opposed to make one. So make sure you send me an email if you're interested in that. But I'm just quickly kind of trying to decide what paper I want to use. I do not go in order in my journals, especially junk journals that have a variety of paper. I am more apt to go kind of in line whenever the papers all look the same, but I kind of just let the paper speak to me and kind of tell me which one I want to use for the day. And so as you can see in that mood board, there were a lot of vintage letters in the corner. So I wanted to kind of use some of the vintage letters that I have and use those to kind of collage down and start a base on that. So there's a lot of neutrals, but there's also a lot of very rich fall colors, like the oranges and the browns and the off-whites. And so I thought this is the mood board that I created. So we rotate mood boards every month, and this is the one that I created, inspiration board. So I would love if you would take part in the challenge and kind of use this inspiration board in your own work, and make sure that you tag us on social media and use the hashtag so we can see it. But it's a fun way to kind of get out of your normal journals or your normal journaling techniques and kind of push yourself to try something new. So it's a fun way to do that. And all I'm doing, guys, is just gluing this down with a Uhu glue stick and going in here now with some of the Deco Arts Media gesso. It's a super smooth, this is probably my favorite gesso. I love that it comes in a little container so I can stick my palette knife directly in there. And so I'm kind of taking that circular hoop that had the fibers in the corner. I'm kind of just scratching in the gesso there and creating a little texture in the circular movement of that. And now I'm going to go in with the Dylusions paint. I have no idea what color this is because it's in the other room, but I will try. Okay, I'm not making any promises, but I'll try to remember to leave a comment below and tell you what color this is. But I want to say it's something like pumpkin. And then I'm going in here, this is custard, I think, with some more Dylusions paints and grabbing those. And then this is something I had never even tried. I won one of those Grumbacher boxes off of Facebook one time, and this came in it. And so it's like a ink, and I'm taking a bamboo pen that I've used in several videos. I just really like how random you can be with it, and y'all know I like random. So I'm gonna squish it so you can be even more random. And you know that brown is not really my thing, so I'm really trying hard here. And this is kind of like a sienna. So it's not like a terrible brown, but I am going to use another piece of paper to kind of pick up some of those colors and move them around. That's kind of my go-to thing to use is other papers, and you end up with a pile of inky, juicy, yummy papers that you can use in other projects. So I'm just going to dry that really good, and that ink was really like runny because I think it's for like putting in a nib pen or something, like, you know, dipping it in that. I'm not real sure. And now I'm going to go in with the Distress inks and some of the colors, that tealy bluish color at the top. This one is Cracked Pistachio that I'm going in with first. And I felt like it was a little on the green side for the inspiration board. So then I grabbed, I think this is Peacock Feather or something like that. These names crack me up. It's like fingernail polish. You just never know. Excuse me, guys. My allergies is killing me. So, okay, and so I'm just going in there and just kind of making some messy, rubbing it with the little pads of that Peacock. Goodness, my sinuses. Down south, y'all are having cool weather probably wherever you are. Not so cool here. It's still like 90 and 80 something degrees during the day. It is cooler, so I'm thankful for that. But good gosh, all this ragweed and pollen is still killing me over here. Anyway, so I'm going in here with Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold, which is my jam, baby. And it is such a pretty, like, rich tone. And I think it's perfect for fall colors. So I just went in, and that was in the high flow. That's why it was so runny. And I also used, I think somehow my camera cut off there, and I went in with gesso with my palette knife. And now I'm adding Distress inks. But that high flow, I just went in with the water, like, on my brush to kind of make it move a little bit more. And my thoughts here were I wanted it to lighten up. It was getting just a little bit dark for me. So that's why I just went wild and crazy with that Distress ink, because I knew it would kind of dry like a chalky type thing. You know, not Distress ink, excuse me, those are Distress oxides. Ooh, willy-nilly. I'm a mess. And so I tinkered around with this string over here, and I was going to, and even did off camera. I don't think I ever show it on here, but I did like hand stitch around that. I didn't like it. And you know what? That's okay. If you try something, you don't like it, either rip it out if it's a stitch or cover it up with paint. I mean, after all, guys, it's only your journal. You don't have to stress about it. Just slap it down, try it, and then guess what? Move on. If you don't like it, if it doesn't feel good to the guts, kick it to the side and keep moving. So here, what am I going to do? I think I might have took a break. I took a break for the day, and then I'm coming back with some of that vanilla custard because I really felt like I wanted to bring some of that more of that the vintagey colors from the letters down there. I wanted to bring that more into this. So I'm pulling all the colors and all of the textures all from that. And then I went in with a baby wipe and just kind of pushed some of it to the side because I didn't want to lose all of that rich, beautiful orange. And there was a point in time where I never used orange, and oh gosh, I would never use brown. So I've really been pushing my limits to feel fall. And then I saw though, I had some fibers that looked similar to that, and it never makes it, but I did audition it a little bit. You know, you got to just audition. I had these fibers here, and I'm going to give y'all a fun little tip on where you can get a lot of fibers for really cheap. If you have a dollar store, I think it's called Five Below. Everything is $5 or below. They have these rug rags that are made with like pieces of fabrics and stuff. And so I just cut the rug apart and used all the fibers. And then I wrapped the fibers around the cardboard so I could keep them somewhat organized, because I'm still trying to organize over here. I don't know. I think I'm losing the battle. Every time I try to organize something, I end up messing something up. And oh, flip it out. What did I just do? I put the freaking paint down and then, of course, rub my journal in it. That's another reason why I never do the covers first, because they always have paint on them. It's just how I do it. And then I'm going to go in, because I saw this Clockworks stencil that I had, and I thought, ooh, that circular pattern with kind of the dashes in it. Oh yeah, I can work with that. So I'm going in, that's Luca's Payne's Gray. And I'm going in and just randomly using just very small bits and pieces of that, just to create some fun contrast to it and bring some of the darker colors in. And then I'm finally satisfied, and I'm trying to rub up all that paint over there so I don't make a complete disaster. And so I'm going to take that rich, beautiful orange, it's like sari silk that I got out of the rag rug. Gosh, that's too much to say. And so I did have some cheesecloth that I had dyed with coffee or tea or something at some point. I have so many things, little projects that I tried just to see what happens. And then I sewed it over there with the sewing machine. You can't really see it yet. And I found this little quote that I thought would work. And then I ended up not liking it. And that's okay. It's my journal. I can do that. I didn't really like all of the paper around it. I know that sounds so weird. I would really prefer it not to have that. So I opted for doing something a little bit different, and I ended up using a rub-on, Tim Holtz rub-on, instead of that. And I ended up liking it better. So I was trying the fabric behind it. It wasn't really feeling good to me. So I ended up going over to the side, because I know that I love seeing all those fibers on the side of the journal. And I found in my little container some rub-ons that I thought would be really perfect for this. And it talks about time, and even though this isn't really a clock, I thought it kind of went with it. And so I'm just going to rub those things down, and then I'm going to staple that the fibers onto the side. And I had sewed them so they have like stitching and stuff, and then I'm going to staple them with 3 staples over there too. The long handled stapler is like the perfect, of course I ran out of staples, but it's the perfect thing to use in your journals. Great investment. You can check the Amazon links below. I have it listed in my most frequently used products. I hope that you enjoyed this video today, and don't forget, go check out Janine's My Arty Heart and see what she did today. Until next time, toodaloo.